Hello everyone, welcome to the Idealist Academy. Our today's topic is export and import of the food. Beginning with the introduction first, many countries are greatly dependent upon food products from other countries for an adequate supply to satisfy all their nutritional requirements. In these cases, the quality of imported food is very important, and if these needs are not to be met, the possibility exists that the food product considered to be of inferior quality may be dumped, that is shipped to another country with a less well developed food control system, either because the receiving countries has less stringent laws and regulations, or because it does not have the ability or knowledge to monitor adequately the quality of imported foods. Thus, an effective food control and inspection service is the first line of defense against the dumped or inferior of the food imports. Next is your export. So, most developing and developed countries are concerned their trade in food commodities, both raw and processed. One of the important factors influencing such trade is the confidence of the purchaser in the safety and quality of the food being imported. And this confidence can be manipulated only if an efficient food inspection and control service is in existence in the exporting country. In addition, many importing countries are now starting to demand certification that certain products are free from pathogenic microorganisms or other contaminants. Such certification and some food controls authorities have made a special arrangement for certification, and the inspection may be called upon a signed export certification document attesting to product safety, quality and other requirements as may be stipulated. So, such certification often involves a combination of inspection and analytical findings before such certification can be issued. In addition to the general and specific guidelines, special attention should be directed to the specialized Codex Code of Hygiene Practice. One of these codes could be used as the basis for establishing and specifying hygienic processing conditions and practices acceptable to both parties. And in all the countries, the food laws and regulations are intended to protect the consumer and ensure that the foods are pure and wholesome, safe to eat, and produced and stored and to handle under the sanitary condition. And recognizing that quality and safety can be assured through the application of proper or well designed food control system, the Codex Alimentarius Commission established the Codex Committee on the Food Import and Export Inspection and Certification System, that is the CCFICS, to develop principles and guidelines in this area. Although food control should cover both export and import, as is evident from the terms of the reference of this committee and most of the documents it developed, most government have emphasized on development and strengthening of import control system with a view to protecting their population and to prevent dumping of inferior quality product into their country. However, situations in India and some other exporting countries has been somewhat different, with export and inspection and certification being compulsory in certain food items. Let's talk about the export control system in India. India has been the operating export control system since 1963, which have been well defined and established under the Export Act 1963. The Act empowers the central government to notify commodities for pre-shipment inspection and certification, specify the minimum standard and prescribe the manners of export inspection and certification, whether compulsory or voluntary. The export control system is operated by the Export Inspection Council of India (EIC), India's official export certification body. Through its field organization, the export inspection agencies having head office in Chennai, Delhi, Kochi, Kolkata, Mumbai, with 41 sub officials including the laboratories around the country. So, over the year, under the provision of the Act, nearly thousands of commodities have been notified by the government for pre shipment inspection and certification, covering such sectors as chemical, pesticide, rubber products, and engineering products, food and agriculture products, textiles, footwear, etc. Presently, if we talk about only sensitive items such as marine products, egg products, and dairy products, poultry, and honey are under the compulsory export certification by the Export Inspection Council of India. And many of these are notified under the act. There is no compulsory certification, and in many cases, and in the case required by an importing government, EIC certifies the product. If required by the buyers or government, these food items may be certified by the private inspection agencies. Next is your Indian import policy. Import to India are governed by the Foreign Trade Act 1992, the FTA. Under this act, imports of all the goods are free except for the items regulated by the policy or by the another law in force. This policy is announced once every 5 years with annual supplements coming out every year, and it is also known as foreign trade policy or export import policy. After the liberation of import policy, almost all the items are allowed to import in India, and there is only a very short list of items either banned for import or those required to be imported through government agencies or under special license. Next is your FDA import policy. Under the provision of US law contained in US Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act, importers of the food product intends for introduction into US interstate commerce are responsible for ensuring that the products are safe, sanitary and labeled according to the US requirement. Importers FDA is actually, let me tell you, FDA is not authorized under the law to approve, certify, or license or otherwise sanction individual food importers, product labels, or shipment. The importers can import food into the United States without prior sanction by FDA as long as facilities that produce, store, or otherwise handle the product are registered with the FDA and prior notice of incoming shipment is provided to FDA. These imported food products are subjected to FDA inspection when offered for import at US ports of entry. So FDA may detain shipment of products offered for import if the shipment are found not to be in the compliance with the US requirement. So both the imported and domestically produced food must meet the same legal requirements in the United States, and all food products imported into the USA are required to meet the same standard as domestic goods. So to enter the USA, imported foods must be pure, wholesome, safe to eat, and produced under sanitary condition and must meet all the US standard, including having informative and truthful labeling in English. And due to difference in the attribute of the products falling under their respective jurisdiction, the differences in the historical development of the agencies and in their underlying legal authorities, USDA, FSSAIS, and FDA take different approaches to the regulation of the food, including imported food products. Next comes you the exempt policy of India. For the betterment of the Indian import and also export, the government has introduced exempt policy in India for a 5-year period. And all the items that can be freely imported, items that are prohibited, or items that are restricted are mentioned in this list. The short list of banned items that cannot be imported in India includes the beef and tallow, fats and oils, animals, rennet and wild animals, including their parts and ivory. List of items that are canalized can only be imported by the Government of India or list designated agencies. So, canalized list items includes the pulses, cereals, species. Items on the restricted list include safety and security related products, plant, animals, and insecticides and pesticides and other items that could have an impact on the security, health and environment. Uh, Health and environment registration with the regional licensing authority is a precondition for the imports of the goods. So, customs official will not permit clearance of the good unless the importer gets an import export code, that is the IEC number, from the regional licensing authority. Next is your FDA import alert. One of the worst place for any foreign manufacturer or shipper to be is on FDA import alert. The effect of such an alert is that FDA automatically detains some or all the products from that manufacturer or shipper and requires the US importer to demonstrate the product complies with the Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act before FDA will permit the product into the country. This process can be expensive and adds unnecessary cost to the foreign manufacturer product, making it harder to compete the US marketplace. And it is very important for the manufacturer or shipper appearing on an FDA import alert to get off the alert as soon as possible. Through import alerts, FDA publicity identifies products that are likely to be detained without physical examination for a variety of reasons. FDA asserts its authority to automatically detain products under the Section 801 of Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act. The section states if it appears from the examination of such samples or otherwise that has been manufactured or processed or packed under the insanitary condition, or it could be detained if the article is forbidden or restricted in sale in the country in which it was produced or from which it has been exported, and also if the article is adulterated, misbranded, or in violation of section 505, that is the relating to new drug approval, then such article shall be refused admission. The typical FDA import alert identify a manufacturer, shipper, grower, importer, a geographic area, or a combination of these factors as the source of the problem that appears to be in violation of the law. This geographic region could be an entire country or a whole world. The import alert instruct FDA import inspector, investigator, and compliance officers to automatically detain or detain without physical examination all imports of the affected products from the list manufacturer, shipper, grower, importer, or geographic area. Once on an import alert, FDA will routinely continue to automatically detain the affected products in the future until the manufacturer, shipper, grower or importer demonstrate to FDA that the apparent violation has been corrected. Next is your specification and certification. If a product is intended for export only, the foreign purchasers may require that it meets certain specification. The exporter should ensure that the product will be satisfactory to the regulating authority in the receiving country and not conflict with any laws and regulations of that country. It may be possible for the products to meet certain specification to be monitored continuously during the production operation, tested or sampled throughout the production operation, and certified as meeting the specification by a competent inspection group. This certification activity would need to have the agreement of receiving country under the right condition. Acceptance by the receiving could thus be made more probable and speedier. The importing country may want to inspect or certify the food products in the country and plant of origin. Next is your international standards of codes and recommendation. In the absence of fully developed national food regulation, importing nations should give their first consideration to the relevant standards developed by the Codex Alimentarius Commission. This Codex Alimentarius Commission, I have been taken the whole lecture on this topic. So please, for more information, please refer to that lecture also, the Codex Alimentarius Commission. Okay, the next point is the in addition to the standards for the individual food commodities, Codex document listing maximum permissible tolerance for pesticide residues and Codex guidelines respecting safe use of the food additives are also available as a source of reference and guidance in making the decision about the acceptability of imported food products. Another safeguard available to importing nation is the Code of Ethics of International Trade in Food adopted by Codex Alimentarius Commission December 1979. Thank you for being with us. I hope you have understood about the topic export and import of the food. For more information, please log on to our website www.itlsacademy.com and register yourself. And you can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. And yes, do not forget to subscribe our channel at YouTube, ITLS Academy. Thank you.